Hopefully y'all are doing well, having a good day out there in the world. You know what I mean? We back again. We gotta talk about this today. Let me set everything up. NBA free agency, boy. Let me see something. Are we good everywhere? Are we good? Are we good? Are we good? There we go. I think we got it now. Think we got it now. Shout out to everybody here on Instagram, on YouTube, wherever you're watching me from. We on Instagram, we on YouTube, we on Twitch. We posted up, man, talking about this NBA free agency. A lot of reactions. I want to hear from you guys. Let me know what you guys are thinking about the moves. What about these shoes? Sabrina twos out here, Nike Ja twos out or Ja ones out here. We're getting information or getting images of the Nike Ja two, but no full visual of the entire shoe. But this NBA situation, the NBA free agency, is kind of crazy. Shout out to everybody watching wherever you're watching from. I appreciate you coming through. My biggest thing, of course, if you guys follow me in the channel, Eric was good. Welcome to the stream, bro. This is the end of an era. I had to throw the shirt on. I found it, in the closet chilling, but I had to throw it on, man. Paul George, no longer a Clipper, so the PG Kawhi thing is no longer. I think it lasted 5 years. Um, some good regular season basketball, but that's about it. You know what I mean? Sixers definitely did their thing getting him over there. Will the NBA try to veto this trade? Good looking out, Eric, for sharing the stream. Will the NBA or somebody in the NBA try to veto the trade or the signing trade if it's even possible? I say that because the NBA is so big on what's the word? Pandering? Is that the word? What's the word when you're talking to people when they're not available? Paul George wasn't officially yet a free agent, and when they were on TV, Joel Embiid was hinting to get Paul George to the Sixers. Tampering. I don't know if that can be considered tampering. You know what I mean? I don't know. I know people try to make excuses for different things. Would somebody consider that tampering? The fact Joel Embiid was kind of lobbying for Paul George live on TV during the finals. I don't know. Maybe somebody. I mean, I don't know. Would somebody in the league be there trying to bring that up? Paul George doesn't have to change his colors though. He's still wearing red, white, and blue. Clippers and Sixers have pretty much the same color, scheme or color makeup for their jerseys for the most part. Tobias Harris leaving and going to Detroit. I don't know. I mean, maybe they offered him a bag. I don't know the breakdown of his contract, but why would you want to sign to Detroit? That's one of the worst teams. Wouldn't you want to be playing to win? But maybe he's just playing to play. You know what I mean? Kind of wild to see, but I guess he knew the writing was on the wall. Paul George was coming there. Maybe he felt like he wouldn't have a role. I think it would be better for Philly to have kept Tobias Harris along with Paul George to give them a little bit more depth. But they're kind of trading. I don't know, man. That sign and the movements, it's all seeming very similar, and it seems like a lot for nothing. It seems like smoke and mirrors. What I mean is the fact that Tobias Harris is on and off, whether he's hurt or not playing well or not. You get the same thing from Paul George. Paul George is a great talent. Don't get me wrong. I was happy to have him as a Clipper. He held us down a lot when Kawhi was gone. So he's been healthy lately, but he is an injury prone guy. Maybe it might be different for him out there in the East. He did have a lot. He had a better career when he played in the East. When he's out there in Philadelphia or Indiana, he was balling. You know what I mean? So maybe him going back to the Eastern Conference might help his game. Maybe he won't, disappear in the playoffs like he did a lot for the Clippers. Shout out to Paul George. I still rock with him, but when it came down to it, he's hitting the side of the backboards or just not really doing what he's supposed to do. I'm sure he's probably tired of playing with a sidekick who's never there or hardly there in Kawhi Leonard, who's there a bunch, and then right when you counting on him to be there or expecting him to be there or used to him being there, then he's out for a month. So I understand somebody like Paul George, that might be annoying, but hey, that becomes your team then. You know what I mean? Is Paul George really playing for top, for a chance to win a ring? Can Philly get there with him now? Him, Maxey, and Joel. They got Eric Gordon too. Is that enough to get past Boston? I mean, that on paper it looks really good, but how long will Joel Embiid be healthy? How long will Paul George be healthy? He gets injured too. He played in the most games he's played in recent years last season. I'm sure that's because it was like a free agent. It's a contract year. Every time a player's in a contract season, meaning the next season is going to be their free agency month or year, they ball out to show the rest of the league, this is what I can do and bring to your team. Paul George is somebody there too sometimes that you expect him to be there and he don't show. You know what I mean? So it looks really good on paper. I feel like the Sixers and I feel like the Sixers movement and the Clippers movement, as far as when it's concerned to Paul George, like Paul George is going to the same situation going to the Clippers. He's dealing with another superstar that's injury prone as hell. Right when you think he's going to be there the whole season, Joel Embiid disappears, and then you have to carry the load yourself. Paul George announced when he was playing for the Clippers that the team was Kawhi's team. He's number two, kind of taking the pressure off of him so he don't have to be looked at as the main focal point. Maybe he's going to Philly to fill the same rap. They have an scapegoat. They got Joel Embiid as the mainstay, and maybe even Tyrese Maxey, being that he got the 5-year contract extension. I believe it was 5 years. So those are like the 1-2. Paul George is maybe mentally coming in as the third option. That's better for him. Maybe he can fit into that role. I don't think he's going there thinking he's the number one option because he didn't want the number one option here for the Clippers. When, for the most part, by fan standpoint, a lot of people would have gave Paul George that number one spot here for the Clippers because Kawhi wasn't there a lot. You know what I mean? Crazy to see this happen. Let me know what you guys think about all the moves that went down. I'm sure there will be some more announced. Where's Klay Thompson going? I'm pretty sure LeBron's coming back to LA. He just did that to maneuver the money around. He's definitely done that before, where moving money around to make sure players can come and play here. They did it in Miami. I don't know if he took any pay cuts when he went back to Cleveland to add Kevin Love or whatever, but maybe he did. But I know for sure in Miami, they took a little less to make sure they all could work. That's how they were able to sign Mike Miller and then later get Ray Allen and stuff, making contract moves. So I would expect it to happen this time too. Smitty, what up, man? How you doing today? Let me know what you think about the free agency moves. Of course, it's a lot of things that's happened. Chris Paul allegedly are supposed to be going to the Spurs. DeJounte Murray being traded also or signing somewhere else. A lot of player movement. Is DeMar DeRozan a free agent? I thought he was. Is he a free agent? Is Zach LaVine a free agent? Because I haven't really heard too much about them. Of course, Klay Thompson. LeBron already reaching out to him. That would be good to see that if he can slide over to LA to play with what they got now and maybe add somebody else too. I wonder how much less is LeBron taking to make to get who and who. LeBron, I don't think will be just taking a pay cut for one player. I think he would just take a pay cut for multiple players. You know what I mean? But who is the players that he's trying to scoop up? The basketball world would be sick if the Lakers got a ring in Bronny James's first year. You know how mad people would be about that? Chimp819 says, Kawhi, a bum, I need him to go. I imagine, Chimp819, you are a Kawhi or a Clipper fan, right? I understand your frustration. It's very annoying seeing the boy ball out sometime looking like the second coming of Jordan for a cool stretch of like a month. He can't miss a mid-range shot. He locking everybody down on defense. He's doing everything you want, scoring 30 points and 10 rebounds and all this type of things. And then right as you used to that, you getting really, really used to that. Like, oh no, this is a different year for Kawhi. He playing how many games? And then right when we needed him, right when it came to the nitty-gritty, he got hurt. And I think they probably should have handled the rotations differently. Maybe kept him coming off the bench when he was ready because they did so well at that game one. I think it was game one, right, when they blew him out because they didn't have Kawhi. They tried to slide Kawhi into the rotation. It messed up the chemistry. They can never get it back for the rest of the series versus Dallas. So that was their own fault. Maybe they should have load managed Kawhi a lot earlier in the season. Like, it's kind of crazy. A lot of people don't like the load management idea, but it's been here in the NBA for a long time. I think Tim Duncan and the Spurs kind of started it, but it's just been highlighted in recent years. Now, they've implemented rules to avoid the load management as much as possible. Both superstars can't be out at the same time, blase. I get that, but maybe there should be a little bit more deeper rotations used if you're not going to have Kawhi sit out games in the beginning of the season because you don't want to mess up his rhythm or whatever the case is. Maybe you should consider going deeper into the rotation earlier in the season. That's something I always would rather coaches do. One thing that I do like about Popovich and the Spurs is he does that. He goes 10, 11 deep during the regular season, especially in them really good days when they were balling. They would go 9, 10 deep. So when they got to the playoffs, they could still go 9, 10 deep. All their players are healthy. Tim Duncan, Parker, and Ginobili's minutes are like under 30 minutes because the bench is so used to playing in the system. I don't know why other coaches and teams don't adapt that philosophy to get their players ready for the playoffs so you have more weapons. Why would you just want to limit your rotation to only 7 to 8 players? That makes no sense. I mean, it does, but it don't at the same time. You would like to have more weapons to be used. Even if you don't use everybody every game, at least everybody's still feeling a part of it. Everybody's still in rhythm. You know, you got shooters on the bench, you got defenders on the bench, you got people who can waste some fouls, interrupt some services for some people like that, you know what I mean? So you got to utilize your bench a lot earlier in the season. I don't know why coaches don't go 9, 10, maybe even 11 deep in the season. I mean, I think there's probably contracts that minutes are required for certain players. Maybe that could be it. But not every game's a tight game. Not every game's a tight game. There's a lot of blowouts, this and that. People do get hurt. Run these teams, man. Clay would be perfect in Philly, Smitty says. Huh. Do the Sixers have enough to get Clay and Paul George? And does that actually help them having those two? Well, I mean, of course, having a shooter like that would definitely work. Eric Levine is still with the Bulls, but they may be trying to trade him. DeRozan is a free agent. Okay, so that's why I did see something that people were saying Chicago was trying to shop Levine, but hasn't really been a buzz for him. So kind of low. I want to see what DeMar DeRozan is going to do. Ducks playing basketball. What's good with you? Welcome to the stream. Let me know what you think about this whole free agency thing. Paul George, Chris Paul. Does that even make a difference? Chris Paul to the Spurs. What do we expect from that? Do we expect them to get to the playoffs now? I definitely can see him adding another 5 to 10 wins to the team. I don't know if there were 5 to 10 wins out the playoffs last season. I don't really know. Warriors, man. Clay. It's a lot to talk about with the free agency because you got the Warriors dynasty officially ending when it comes to their big three: Clay, Curry, and Draymond. That's over with now. I'm gonna say I'm glad to see that as a LA fan, a LA supporter, Lakers and Clippers. And then LeBron with the whole Cavaliers, Warriors. I'm glad to see that dynasty break up. All good things come to an end. Yes, yes, yes. I'm glad Klay Thompson and them can do whatever. I'm glad Paul George didn't go to Golden State either. Let Golden State be a mediocre, cool team with just Steph and Draymond. You know what I mean? And try to shop Wiggins. Let them stay mediocre. We don't want to see Golden State at the top again and have all the Golden State Warrior fans talking crazy like they were doing for that little dynasty run. Golden State Warrior fans were just as crazy and delusional as the Laker fans were during the Kobe Shaq era. So I'm glad that's over with. 2 thumbs to that. Klay Thompson, come help LeBron get another ring. You and LeBron can pass Curry in the rings. LeBron can get his 5th. You can get yours as well. That would be perfect to see. Klay just slide on to LA. They need a shooter. They need a shooter. You can stay at home. Your daddy played for them. Klay, just go sign to the Lakers, play with LeBron. And then they can maybe sign one other, a shooter as well. Lakers need shooting and defending. If they keep Vanderbilt, you know what I'm saying, they keep Cam Reddish, they got some players, some wing players who can play some defense, but I'm glad to see Golden State thing over with. Sad to see Paul George, man. My NBA Jam tee's no longer relevant. I mean, it's relevant because it's vintage, low-key. I like it. I'm going to keep it. But the Paul George, Kawhi NBA Jam shirt is no longer, man. This was a dope dynasty, or wrong word, not a dynasty, a dynamic duo. If you had this on NBA Jam, if NBA Jam was out now, like I wish they would bring that game back. This right here, not many people's beating this squad right here. This double, this 2-man, Paul George, Kawhi on the video game. No, they locking you up and they scoring. Paul George 2s and 3s, Kawhi's 2s and 2s. You mean? Call me over a LeBron hater, but I don't want to see him tie Kobe with rings. Chimp819 says, call me a LeBron hater, but I don't want to see him tie Kobe with rings. I feel you. I feel the opposite. I need the opposite to happen. I need LeBron to get at least 5. Six is out the way. Six is not going to happen. We have to, as a LeBron supporter, have to realize that and understand that number is not going to be reached when it comes to rings for him, unless something crazy happens. If they got Clay and maybe somehow DeMar, I don't think that could ever happen. But if they got something like that, maybe. But I could see at least one more happening. One more ring for LeBron, whether it's the Farewell Tour season with his son being in the second season, or Bronny's first season this year coming up. I'm always optimistic, but I need him to get five, and then he can be chilling, because for all the Kobe, I live in LA. I've been hearing it. All the LA fans like Kobe way more than LeBron. I get it. Kobe is the Mamba, arguably number one, all that. But LeBron is right there too, and stats don't lie, numbers don't lie, you know what I mean? So for the sake of me and where I live and who I be associating with and talking to, it would be just perfect if, when you talk about the conversation when these players are retired, RIP to the legend Kobe, and when LeBron finally hangs it up, for him to have five right there will dead a lot of arguments, a lot of arguments, bro. Regardless of how you get there, as long as you get there, nobody gonna say nothing about KD having his. I don't like how he got his, but he got his. He went there to a team that beat him, and then joined the powerhouse team that. So whatever. But it remains to be seen. Thinking with my brain, I don't see LeBron getting a ring before he leaves, but the optimism makes me feel like there could be a move or two away to make it happen. A Klay Thompson could help. LeBron, if he could fully take a step back, which is something he's never done, no matter how many times he says he wants to, whether it be taking a step back off the ball, not dribbling it so much, or taking a step back as far as coaching. Now, he done groomed JJ Redick. We didn't seen him groom JJ Redick. That's what the podcast was for. I'm 100% convinced that was just a rollout for JJ to show his coaching stature, and for him and LeBron to see that they can agree on coaching movements. So then you bring in Rondo to add on to that, and hey, you got some solid basketball minds right there. Three solid. Well, I don't know about JJ Redick's basketball mind. I mean, based on the podcast, he knows what he's talking about. He went to Duke. I get it. He should know X's and O's, but from the experience and what I've seen, what my eyes have shown me, LeBron for sure knows what to do, and Rondo definitely does. Last time Rondo was with LeBron, they won a ring. So Rondo getting on the staff with JJ, I feel like that can work. I hope they get Phil Handy back over there. Don't let Phil Handy go to another team. Phil Handy needs to be in-house with the Lakers and working with Bronny and his handling, and D'Lo and Austin. Keep Phil Handy on the staff. I don't know if they let him go somewhere else. If anybody knows about that, let me know. Ducks playing basketball. I think Spurs can be a lot better with Wemby having a mentor too. I think so. Not only having Popovich as the coach, but having Chris Paul on the floor with them. I really think Chris Paul is not going there with the intentions in the mind frame of like winning a championship, but going there of the OG perspective and going to teach Wemby. Hopefully he can last the whole season. I mean, it's only going to be a regular season. I don't know if they can jump into the. Let me know. I don't know how far off the playoffs they were last season. If they were like 5 to 10 games out the playoffs, I see Chris Paul giving them 5 to 10 games this season. We don't know where other teams will be placed, and injuries and all this stuff. Free agency is still fairly young. A lot has happened so far, but I'm sure there could be a few more bombshells to drop. We don't know about DeMar. We don't know about Clay. There's a few other solid pieces that are out there too. But there definitely have been some solid moves, and people moving around. I like to see that Caldwell Pope left. He no longer plays for Denver. So last season they lost Bruce Brown. I think that was his name. He was a key element to them. That was a chink in their armor. Good. They didn't win last season. Now Caldwell Pope leaving. He was a solid piece for them. I don't know who they picking up or who they think gonna step in there. Maybe they think Michael Porter Jr. gonna be able to be there, but with his injury and his back stuff, I don't know if that's gonna be something you want to rely on. Caldwell Pope was a really good fit for them, and really came in the clutch for them too. I don't know why they let that guy go, but it is what it is. Shout out to everybody here in the stream. We are live on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitch right now. You know what I mean? NBA free agency is definitely crazy, definitely dope to see. I'm sure there will be some more bombshells hitting up. Yo, DeMar looked pretty comfortable on stage with the what I'm saying. DeMar looked very comfortable and at home during the Kendrick Lamar pop out. That's a fact. That's a fact. He definitely looked very comfortable out there. Happy to be home. I don't think he wants to go back to. Okay, I'm gonna finish this and go back. I don't think he wants to go back to Chicago. I mean, maybe he wants to. I don't know. I don't know him like that, but it'd be better for him to play in LA, whether it's the Lakers or Clippers. Come on back to LA, just play. I like to see that. I like the Clippers having hometown players playing for the team. I think that's just dope because you don't really see that too often at all, really. The closest thing you have to that type of story is the New York Knicks story where the Villanova guys all play for the Knicks. That's just as close to, having four guys from California playing for the California team. I think that's dope. You know what I mean? Uh, yeah, so let me see. Yeah, so Paul George leaving California to go to Philly, bro. You sure you want to do that, man? I mean, he was in Indiana, so he knows what the cold is like. But bro, you're a Cali dude, man. Ain't the weather's nothing like out here. You gonna go to Philly? You gonna go to Philly? You got past surgeries that need that when you get to the cold weathers, it might hinder you, your shoulders and stuff like that, your leg being broke. You might have issues out there in the cold weather, bro. You didn't consider that. I would have rather him go to Miami. That makes some sense. Warmer weather, just like California, but on the East Coast. That makes sense. That would have been a solid lineup too. One thing I'm also happy about is the fact that Paul George went to an Eastern Conference team, so we don't see him 4 times, 3 times a year. We only see him twice. That's cool. He might even not even play the game he plays against us out here. The way his I'm not trying to say it, but niggas be getting injured. But of course, it's gonna be probably because the NBA is a business and entertainment. All these trades, Clippers versus Philly, that might be a Christmas Day game. That might be a Christmas Day game. That for sure will probably be a Christmas Day game. If Klay Thompson played for the Lakers, them versus Golden State's gonna be a Christmas game. Those are gonna be marquee games. Uh, Kevin Love to Miami, I think was a big deal. I think that helps them out a lot. Jimmy Butler re-signing with them is a big deal. But I think Kevin Love has enough to help them out there in Miami. He could play the 5 and keep Bam at the 4, which is low key I feel like maybe his natural position. I think that might make some more sense. I don't know. 50 million extra reasons to leave. Yeah, they gave him some good money. That 50 million extra, that's definitely a big difference. But you got a new arena, being the face of the new arena. It's just been kind of cool to see that. But it is what it is. Teams in the top position because of the new CBA: Clippers, Warriors, Nuggets, Lakers, Suns, Bucks. So they can't. I haven't really paid attention to the details of the CBA. It hinders them with the money. Thing about it is they're getting all these TV deals. You would think there would be more money there, but maybe the terms they agreed to was just a little different. You know what I mean? Oh, okay. I'm drawing. Okay, I'm still thinking Kevin Love was in Cleveland last season. He was in Miami last year? Oh, I think so. Okay. Good looking out, bro. Yeah, that was that's why I need my Rise coffee to remember that. You know what I mean? But I'm just curious to see what's gonna happen with LA, man. I know, now that Paul George is gone, I assume there's some money. Is that money for DeMar? Is that money for who? What other pieces? They picked up a really solid wing player. I don't know his name. I can't remember. I should know, but I don't remember. They did pick up somebody good, and that's the thing. They kind of, some young wing players. They do have. They have a pretty good team. Bones Highland should probably get more minutes this season. What happened with PJ? Where's he at right now? What's up with PJ Tucker? Is he still playing with them? I would assume so. Let me see. One, two. Yeah, I'm just most shocked about Paul George going to Philly because I really thought that they were gonna I really thought they were going to bring it back. I thought they were going to run it back. Money's not the issue when teams get the second opinion, aka apron, aka salary level. They can't make certain trades or sign players for certain money. Oh, okay. It's gonna be interesting to see how that all pans out for sure. You know, man, there's just so much to talk about when it comes to this free agency. I'm drawing a blank on actual stories I want to speak on. I think because the main things I saw was the Paul George. That kind of went to the forefront for me. You know, he went to the same situation, bro. You went to the same. Well, 50 million is different, so that's not the same. But Ballman been riding with him for a minute, man. You know, a lot of people are saying because how they structured Kawhi's contract is why they couldn't keep Paul George. I'm like, man, nah, man, y'all could have made that work again. You know, but then I'm also hearing that they're talking about with Russell. They're talking about the sign and trade with him. Like he agreed to coming back for the 4 million. Y'all gonna sign and trade him? Keep Russell. Why would they let him go? Tobias Harris to the Pistons makes no sense for me. You know, let's see. No sense to me at all. The Knicks made some solid moves. They definitely did. You know, Mikal Bridges, Murray. Oh wait, Jamal Murray. Wait a minute. Hold up. What am I looking at? Hold up. Wait. Oh, not Jamal. Okay. I was about to say. I thought. Okay, because I remember seeing recently that Murray from Denver re-signed, and then I seen something on the computer that said Murray traded or Murray something traded to the Pelicans, and I thought it was the same. But DeJounte Murray to the Pelicans, which actually is a good move. That makes them long. Pause. That makes them longer. You know, having a really tall point guard, right? He plays the point, the 1 and the 2. They got a pretty big lineup. Zion, undersized, but still does his thing. But Brandon Ingram, and then you got DeJounte, that's a long 2-3. And they got their point guard. If CJ going to be the point guard for them, that's a bigger lineup. Either DeJounte would be the 1, CJ's the 2. That's a bigger lineup, you know what I mean? That's young and they're going to be big. NBA always, on paper, always looks great the next season. You see a lot more competition. Then people fall by the wayside based on injuries and stuff like that, too. Ryan, what it do? Oh, Ryan, shout out to you, bro. I appreciate that. You're saying too, but I'm live actually on a few platforms. I'm on YouTube, I'm on TikTok and Instagram. So yeah, we got two or three people right here on Instagram. We got like 50 over here on YouTube. I got a few more all over across the other platforms, like another 17 on the StreamYard stream. So shout out to everybody watching wherever you're watching that. I do appreciate that. But yeah, we definitely got people watching all over the place. That's why we're going in. Yesterday, somebody came in the stream because on one of the streams I had one person, and dude came in. You're only talking to one person, bro. Give it up. But little do you know, we multi-streaming, bro. We're multi-streaming, so I ain't even tripping, and it's all under one umbrella. So that's how we got to make the grind work. You know what I mean? How many kicks total you got, bro? Quinn, what's good? Welcome to the stream. It's around approximately 220 to 250. Don't have the exact number, but it's around there. And now we're in the process of moving some of these things out of here. Yay. West Side. I only said that because of the comment. NBA highlights was good. Let me know your thoughts about the NBA free agency so far. What do you think is the best moves made? NBA draft, I didn't really pay attention to it too much. The only thing I paid attention to see where Bronny went. But we knew Bronny was going to LA based on everything and all the reports coming out beforehand. So that's crazy. Dope to see father-son collab. You know, they're gonna when will we actually see the father-son assist? When will we actually see them on the court together? They're not gonna do it game one. I honestly don't think we're gonna see Bronny and LeBron on the court game one. I think they're gonna make people wait for that. But maybe they will game one. Maybe. I appreciate that. That would be super dope. I do sneaker reviews, other things like that. What you want to work, we can work something out all day. You know what I mean? Uh, Crazy to see though. I'm just, as a Clipper fan, you don't see too many of us, especially in LA. Everybody wants to claim and run with the Lakers. I've always been a Clipper fan through and through, even though they've been not the best. The Darius Mile days, the Andre Miller days, I was even rocking with them when Mark Jackson and all them was there. But you know, um, I like the Lakers as well. More so since the LeBron era became. I wasn't really a Laker fan before that. Be honest with you, I wasn't. Never really liked the Lakers. Went to a lot of Laker games to root for the other teams. Never was a Laker really fan. Never was happy when they won championships. Until they won it in 2020. LeBron, I've always been a supporter of LeBron's game and what he's been doing. So wherever LeBron's rocking, that's the second team. The main team is the Clippers, and then we like to watch whatever team Kyrie plays for and LeBron, because that dynamic duel is one of the best dynamic duels. And they got robbed a lot, and things happened where they didn't get more rings. But whatever, that's all in the past. I see you like the Clippers. Yeah, man, Clippers great team. A lot of great talent has played for them. Unfortunately, they've gotten a bad rap because they've had an owner that didn't care about the team, as you guys can see in the Hulu series, which I still haven't watched yet. But the Hulu series breaks down what kind of owner Donald Sterling was. Now, I don't need to see this thing to know what he was about as far as playing people, paying people, and all that stuff. He didn't care. He was still turning a profit without having to put no money anywhere, and he really didn't care about the people he was employing anyway. So that's why the Lakers have always been trash. It's not like they don't have good talent. It's they didn't have people in the organization who cared. Now they're starting to have people in the organization who cared. Going into a new building, it's bringing new life to it. It's not necessarily that they were cursed. It was just they had people at the top who didn't care. Now they got somebody who cares. Now you're seeing a little bit more results. Now, maybe they made a bad decision with Kawhi, but you got to put your eggs in the basket. You got to have a mega star or a superstar like that to headline your new building, as you have new merch with new logos and a new arena to sell out. You need to be able to sell Kawhi. It would have been dope to sell that big four, but maybe if they bring DeMar DeRozan, then we can rock with it again. Um, it's crazy to see though. They're doing things in the Intuit Dome that Staples Center can never do and hasn't done. They're doing a lot of things for the community, which is something that Clippers have always done way more than the Lakers have. Ever since I was a youngin, Clippers have always made appearances at the local parks and supported the local parks. If you come out here in LA, all over the county, there's a lot of Clipper courts that were made for the parks and schools. Clippers put their name in the city way more than the Lakers have done. You know what I'm saying? They really went and put their foot to the ground and try to build the community up. So that's why, that's another reason to like the team. Uh, but yeah, the success or lack of success on the court was never because of the players. They've had talent. It's just that they've had an owner who never cared, never wanted to spend, never wanted to get people over here, and that's changing now. So let's see what this new chapter is like. I'm glad they're out. Well, I'm not. I'm. It's like a bittersweet moment. I like that they're into their own new arena, but I don't like the fact that they left Staples, because I like to go to Staples for both teams. But it's dope. Now I just gotta, I guess, go to Inglewood for some Clipper games. It is what it is. Mm-hmm. Oh, Chimp, man. RIP, and I'm sorry to hear that for your loss, bro. That's really dope that one of the memories you have with him is going to a Clipper playoff game. When they're in the playoffs, it is entertainment. It is very entertaining and fun to watch. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's funny. Ryan, what's up with you, bro? You good? You got a problem, bro? But let's see what else happens the rest of the day. It's still early. I'm sure there would be a couple more moves. I'm wondering if we're gonna get to know about what we're gonna find out about Clay. Will we know about him today, or will it take some more days to actually hit the fan? Let me know what you guys are thinking out there about that. Let me see. Look on NBA.com. DeJounte Murray's move is not a big deal to me. Um, Well, actually, DeJounte Murray's move is big deal. The So Tobias Harris signs to Detroit, and Cunningham is going to get an extension. I mean, can they be better than last season? Last season was a terrible season for Detroit. Maybe Tobias feels like he can go there and have a more of an important role. But is he a number one option there? I don't think so. I really don't think so. At the end of the day, player movement is just something that's Mavs deal Hardaway the Pistons for Grimes. Did that happen today? You know, Tim Hardaway Sr. put out reports about Tim Hardaway Jr. and him not being happy with how they were utilized in the playoffs and in the finals. Um, yeah, that's crazy. Tim Hardaway got no burn except for like the last game or two when they were pretty much going to lose in the finals, when they should have probably used him a little earlier in the season. You know, in the playoffs. He is a shooter for them. I don't know how he fell out the lineup the way he did. I don't know if he had some bad games. I know in the playoffs, one series you might not play nothing. The next series you might play a bunch. You know what I'm saying? So I was expecting that to happen for Tim Hardaway. I thought that was happening for Tim Hardaway Jr. I thought that maybe he didn't play the previous round because he would have been utilized a little bit more in the main round. But nah, they sent him to Detroit. He went from playing in the final. Well, he gonna get at least now though. At least now he will get like the burn he wants. He gonna get a lot of run out there for Detroit. You know, he is a 2-3, which is he's more of a two guard, not a three, but more of a two guard. Tobias Harris played with the Pistons before. He probably went back because it's left. Yeah, comfortable there. That makes sense. That makes sense. I'm concerned for the Clippers, who's Harden going to play with. Kawhi is going to be hurt half the time. Yeah, man. You know, the Clippers rosters, though, the Clippers roster is not bad. I think Harden flurries with. I think Harden kind of will shine in that aspect, being the fact that he can kind of be. I don't want to say Houston Harden because, you know, that was years ago in a sense, but I feel like, you know, if Westbrook's there, they did have some success playing together, you know. They're both older now, so I would assume a little bit more mature. Clippers do have solid pieces for Harden to create and dish to. Bones Highland, I can expect to have a bigger role this season. I don't think that they're not gonna run Bones Highland. He's definitely a solid key player. So you got Westbrook, Cam Christie, Brandon Boston Jr. I don't know. Bones Highland, Amir Coffey, Jordan Miller, Daniel Tice. Get him out of here. Get Tice out of here. Get Tice out of here. Plumlee left. Paul George is gone. They got Terrence Mann. He's a guard forward who definitely should be stepping up this season. PJ Tucker, I'm pretty sure, is out of here. Xavier Moon. They brung Kai Jones over, right? Yeah, man, as I'm looking at this roster, who's going to pass to? I mean, Zubac can hold it down in the paint. You know, pick and rolls. Norman Powell's a shooter. You know what I mean? Klay Thompson, don't go to the Clippers, bro. Go to the Lakers. LeBron needs number 5, bro. LeBron needs number 5 before it's said and done. Don't go to Dallas. Luka not gonna pass you the ball as much as you think. During the regular season, I like Luka, man. Luka got a game. He got a game on him for sure. He does get points, rebounds, and assists. Definitely almost a triple-double guy, but he pounds that ball like crazy. I mean, maybe Jason Kidd will implement a lot of pin downs and screens and stuff like that for Klay Thompson to run in that offense. But I think with JJ, a coach, Klay Thompson, the player, I think that will work. JJ gonna know how to get Klay open. LeBron gonna know how to get Klay open. You run pick and roll with AD, and you run. The Lakers need. I'm going from team to team all over the place. I know. But the one thing that I get that's annoying is that is Lakers need movement off the ball on the weak side. They always have the pick and roll action and everybody else stands, bro. What the hell? Can we get rid of that? JJ and Rondo, can y'all do something about that? Can we please get some player movement other than the ball action? Like, what is going on here? If you guys get Clay, if the Lakers get Clay, they will have no choice but to do that, which is something that a lot of Laker fans and that I talk to and just people who like basketball, that's something that everybody says. It's always the pick and roll with the ball handler and the pick person, and that's it. Everybody else just stands in the corner, stands in the wing, nobody moves. But if you guys have Klay Thompson, even though LeBron's probably going to try to do a lot of on-ball screens with Klay Thompson to switch and pick and pop and stuff, I get it. But they need player movement other than just the main action, bro. Talking about classic playoffs back. Oh, the classic back in the sports arena. Oh, okay. Those were the days too, man. Clippers playing in the sports arena, man. That's a long time ago for sure. For sure, bro. That's crazy. Yeah, man. Clippers, top heavy, and Ty Lue let your other guys get a lot of burn during the season. That's the key of having a good team when it counts towards the end of the season, bro. Your players need reps. That's how you preserve Kawhi and everybody else by their minutes being down. You know what I mean? Playing them a lot when they need to be playing, but for the most part, you know what I mean? Spread that shit out, bro. But the biggest story right now is Paul George. That's what a lot of people are talking about right now. I think it's kind of relevant, man. I just want to know where Clay and DeRozan are gonna go. LeBron already put in a phone call trying to make it happen. You know what I mean? Give me your thoughts. Let me know. Let me see where we at with it. Okay, boom. Yeah, shout out to everybody on Twitch watching. I do appreciate y'all coming through. I'm trying to get my Twitch following up a little bit there. So shout out to the few people watching on that platform for sure. Trying to see if I can find something else that I want to see. Because I was just really surprised about Paul George, man. I think he turned down 2 offers from them. I'm like, oh, he don't want to play for the Clippers no more. He just wants to get out of here. He wants to get out of here. But, bro, you're going to have the same problems in Philadelphia. The same problems with Joel. You saw how when Joel Embiid, I feel like he's had injuries to both knees multiple times. How do you rely on that going forward? The injuries he's had, bro. Then he came back maybe a little early in the playoffs last season to try to stretch it for the playoffs, probably increasing more damage. I don't know if he went and got surgery or not. If he did, I don't remember hearing reports about it. They should have did that right when they lost the next day. That following Monday, he should have went and had surgery to start recovering to be ready for the season. I hate when they wait and prolong their surgeries and then miss some of the season. That makes no sense. But Paul George, bro, I mean, okay, yeah, I keep forgetting the $50 million. And that's a big difference. Even though they had the controversy talk, this is what was talked about on the popular podcast Gil's Arena. And this is perfect right here, even though it might not result in a championship. But would you rather have the $50 million extra or the ring? Not saying that if he stayed with the Clippers, they would have won a ring. But I'm just saying, though, like, that's that $50 million question. Stay home and be comfortable with the friends, or maybe have a chance to have a deep playoff run and get $50 million more. I mean, it made way more sense. So I don't blame Paul George on leaving. But damn, man, was it only the $50 million that you left for, or were you really tired of the dynamic of Kawhi not being there? The one thing about it, though, even though Embiid is in and out the lineup, Maxi's there. He's a very solid player. Has proven to be did he get a max contract or semi-max? I know he got a big extension. So they got a star in Maxi too. So it's the same scenario in Philly and Clippers. If Kawhi's out, they still have a former Hall of Famer in James Harden and Westbrook. Now you go here, you got a current MVP and a star. If he really wanted to be in LA, he would have stayed. Harden, Kawhi took pay cuts, championship teams, all sacrificed something. That's a fact. So he probably just wanted to get up out of here. Yeah, playoff P that don't show up Go over there to be playoff Philadelphia P. You know what I mean? Philadelphia don't play it. If he hitting the side of the backboard out there, they gonna let you know. I'm over here talking like this because I got my microphone right here for those of you guys watching on the phone. Yeah, if that was the case, Philly ain't gonna be cool with you hitting the side of the backboard and just say, we'll get him next year, champ. They're gonna boo you. The media gonna rip you to shreds. I don't know if Paul George is ready for that, but he's coming there. I'm pretty sure in his press conference, I'm pretty sure you can kind of bet on this. In his press conference, he's gonna say, I'm happy to be here to play with an MVP and Joel, number one option. We also got Maxey, number one option. I'm just here to fill in and be where I can help out as I can and be another wheel. And he gonna make it to where he's the back. He's like in the back. He's just here to help. Don't put no pressure on me. I'm here to see. I see what they got going on. I think I can help him out a little bit. I'm gonna come here and do that. He's copping please already. Day one press conference, he's copping please. He's going to talk about how he's not the man. He's number 3 on the team, or maybe even number 4. He might try and throw somebody else in there just to really take the pressure off himself, because that's exactly what he did out here in LA with the Kawhi's team. Kawhi's number 1, or maybe he said that because he didn't want to be here no more. Like they said, there's rumors that there was trade talks, and it was really close to happening, of Paul George going to Golden State. Both Draymond Green and Curry were cool with the transaction happening, but the Clippers was the only thing holding it up, and initially why it didn't happen. So if that was the case, Paul George has probably already set his mind and wanted to get out of LA. When it seemed like it was great for him, they work out during the summer at UCLA. Like, it makes so much more sense, but at the same time, somebody like me, I probably want to be away from home too. As an only child introvert, I would probably want to be away from home too. There are a little bit more headaches of dealing with stuff when you are at home where you grew up playing in the NBA from friends and family. Even though him so far being into the league, him being a seasoned vet, I'm sure some of those things have been washed out, but maybe not. Maybe him coming back to LA, some things kind of sprouted up again that he didn't like as well. But then again, also that extra $50 million would make a lot of people move. It can't be mad at it. It's a business. How many more times would he be able to get a contract like this? Will his next contract be able to get this? He has a player option at the end. It's a good business move, man. It just sucks that the dynamic duo of Kawhi. I like that team, man. That was hard. You couldn't say too much bad about it, at least in the regular season. Lakers and LA was beating up on teams. Well, Lakers was giving us a show. Clippers was holding it down, handling business. 4th, 5th seed, 3rd seed at one point. Paul George, man, it's gonna be a different animal. Probably easier for him though in the Eastern Conference. A little easier road for him in the Eastern Conference. Not taking nothing away from him. He don't have the wing matchups like he do on the Eastern Conference on a night-by-night basis, even though everybody plays everybody, but you don't play the wings on the West every night like you did playing in the West. How many people he's going up against now in the Eastern Conference on a nightly basis? Okay, he'll have Tatum and Brown to run into. That's Boston. Jimmy Butler. Freak? Nah, he won't be guarding Freak. Who? Somebody from Indiana? What, Pascal? Because Paul George is like a 2-3. Pascal, to use him like a 3-4. I don't know. Paul George don't have as many matchups as he does on the Eastern Conference as he does the Western Conference. If DeMar DeRozan goes to the West, that's another person he don't have to match up against. He's going to for sure be in the All-Star game. If Philly does well and he plays healthy, he'll be in the All-Star game for sure. It won't be getting booted out because you got 50 million wings and twos over here on the West, including your own teammate and Kawhi. It's a lot of different reasons, I'm sure the leading reason was the 50 million and just new scenery. You know what I mean? Yeah, Clippers gave Paul George passes. 2020 was 4 years ago. That's when he hit the side of the backboard. And we've been cool with that dude since then. You know what I mean? So it's like they are cool. Philadelphia, you do that type of stuff, you're going to get booed until you get your own stuff out the slump. You know what I mean? You saw how they treated James Harden, and it wasn't really James Harden's fault. And then also to extend to that, you saw how Morey did James Harden. You gonna go to that? But the 50 million will make you consider, oh, he didn't do it to me. That 50 million will have Paul George like, well, he didn't do that to me. He did that to Paul. He did it to James. Give me my 50 million, thank you. Halliburton with the Pacers. But ain't Halliburton more the point guard? Bridges, I can see that kind of. But his competition ain't. It's not KD. It's not Chet. It's not LeBron. You know. Um, I'm sure there's more. It's not Brandon Ingram. You know, go down the list of what. It's not Anthony Edwards. It's not Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. You know what I'm saying? It's not De'Aaron Fox or Malik Monk. You know, I feel weird saying Monk. He is a great player though. That makes sense. It's not nobody from Denver. Not Luka. You know, he you know, it's a little easier for him on the Eastern Conference, man. More money, a little easier road to the playoffs, a little easier road to the finals, maybe even, because all you got to really worry about in the East is Boston and Jimmy Butler. I mean, no disrespect to Giannis and them, because they're definitely balling out for sure. Alejandro, welcome to the stream. Big shout out to Mexico. Shout out to you. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's gonna be crazy. Good stuff though. A lot of good moves happening. Boston's still better than Philly. I feel that too, bro. Time Music, shout out to you. I appreciate the comment. A lot of people still have Boston over Philadelphia. I mean, they are the reigning champions. They do have a deep team. You know, Philadelphia looks good on paper, but we haven't seen it together yet. How does it really fit? You know, how does it really fit? It seems like it does, but it remains to be seen. Actually, we got to see it all on paper. But everything looks good on paper, and of course, injuries. Joel Embiid's the man, but he be getting injured. Paul George is about to be the face of Philadelphia. Well, maybe not. The fans will probably have him as the face, but he's not going to be the face. And I say that because Joel ain't going to be there enough. It's going to be a Kawhi situation all over again, bro. And you're going to a cold weather and you've had surgeries. That matters to your bones in the wintertime, bro. That really does. It does. But, you know, shout out to everybody who came through the stream. Heck, Orlando gonna be better than Philly because Joe gonna play only 50 games. I'm saying 50 games for so I'm saying Joel Embiid's good for about 50, 55. Well, he didn't play in the 65 games this season, did he? That's why he didn't win back-to-back, because he had a year where he could have got back-to-back, but he didn't play in the required 65 games. Paul George, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing? What are you doing? You think Giannis is gonna go out sad again? Giannis and Dame with a full year under their belt with training camp. Is Middleton still there? Didn't he extend? I'm not a big fan of Middleton. I know a lot of people like him, and he does do big things for them. Maybe I'm just something I'm missing. But you know, the Bucks will be better. Presumably, I think they will be better. They will be a year better, having a full training camp together. And since we're here at this moment right now, because I just thought about it, everybody wants to talk so much about nepotism and LeBron and Bronny. But one thing that I did see on Instagram, and I'm glad somebody posted it because the internet is undefeated. They want to talk about nepotism and LeBron doing this to get Bronny for the Lakers, but ain't nobody said nothing about that for Giannis and his brothers. The only reason why his brother is in the NBA, only reason why his brother is on the team is because of Giannis only. If Giannis was to ever leave the Bucks, the brother would not be on the team. If Giannis goes to any other team, the brother's going to be there right with him too. Why didn't nobody talk about nepotism for that? Why didn't nobody say the same narrative for that, bro? That is the exact same thing. Big dog, man. Rick Ross, man. You know, from what I heard, I don't think he got injured, but I just know his entourage was out there in Canada and people were rushing and trying to hit him. I think somebody in his entourage, whether it was a security guard or somebody from his team, did get knocked out. He didn't get touched, but he got in the melee too. So he was tussling, fighting. I don't know if there was anything that actually happened to him besides getting pressed and his people getting in some altercations out there. Makes sense. It's Canada. It's where the guy's from. Not Ross, but the other guy. It is what it is. As long as it's not happening to him out here in LA, I mean, United States, then whatever. Who cares, bro? Who cares? Giannis, Dame, and Mitty still better than Philly. I'm hearing you. Somebody else agrees with you too. People like Middleton. He's an all-star. I gotta watch him some more. He's more of a mid-range guy, right? He's more of a Kawhi-esque type of situation, right? Yeah. I know they've gotten to the championship with Middleton being there. Drew Holiday not there. Dame's there. He's very, very comparable for that position. Drew plays for Boston now. Boston's looking very tough to beat, bro. The only thing seems like what's stopping them is themselves, and what that means is injuries. They all seem to get along with each other. Will there be somebody to shock the world and go sign with them for a vet minimum or something like that to add pieces to them? They won the championship, so they don't need to change too much, really, right? Hoifer's coming back for another year. I mean, they got the same team. Maybe adding somebody younger, a big man younger, something like that. I don't know. But Boston's definitely the cream of the crop when it comes to the Eastern Conference. Who's fair to say the cream of the crop is when it comes to the West? Because even though Dallas got to the finals, some would not have them as the best team in the Western Conference. Playoffs is all about matchups and who you line up against at the time. Speaking of matchups and who you line up with at the time, people talk about Boston's run to the finals. They placed a lot of teams. They faced a lot of teams without their best shots. And that happens a lot. And trust you me, that's something that frustrates me too. But that's something that's also kind of low-key a part of the league. People get hurt. Because nobody else was madder than me than when Golden State was on their run. They had a couple seasons where everybody they played, the main point guard, got hurt. Anybody who's going to give Curry problems got hurt. There was a season that happened. And then the season before that, Kyrie got hurt in the finals that year. So, I hate that type of thing. I hate when the team wins, and because their road to the finals was a bunch of teams that wasn't strong, and then the argument for that is, well, they can only play who's in front of them, blase, blah. But there's been some teams that beat up on teams and really win. We've seen that before. So, when are we going to use that as a valid excuse and not? Boston clearly beat teams that didn't have their star players when they beat them. And everybody still wants to hold them there at the top of the team, because they won it. I get it. They're good. The way they dominated over Dallas in the finals definitely made a difference. You know what I'm saying? Dallas just wasn't the right matchup for them, and it showed. The only reason why Dallas got that one game is because the NBA brought out the extenders. If you want to know what the extenders are, those are those refs that extend the series. You know the names. There's 2 or 3 of them. Whenever they're there, the series are going to be extended. They did it for the Dallas series, and they did it for one other series too that I cannot put my hand on, but we talked about it before on my main channel. There was another series where they brought them in. It was the main 3, Ed Malloy, and I keep forgetting the other boy's name, the one who don't like Scott Foster, right? They brought them in for whatever series that was. Was it the Lakers series? Whatever series it was, they brought them in for that one game. That team won that one game, and they lost. It was like a 4-1 situation. Might have been the Lakers. Might have been. It was for sure the Dallas game. They brought in the extenders. If they didn't bring in the extenders, that would have been a sweep. Yeah. Viral industries. All roster spots matter. As I was saying much earlier in the stream. I like what San Antonio did over the years. I'm pretty sure he does the same thing. The great coaches know that. You got to run a 9-10 man rotation throughout the season. Why do you have 15 players on the team and only play 7 or 8 the whole year? What sense does that make? You got to develop these players, get them used to playing in game action. They can save you for a few minutes throughout the season. They can spare your star players to have longevity throughout the season. When the playoffs come, in some of them games that You guys might have a slight 10-point lead or 5-point lead, and your star players need a couple breathers. They can hold the lead right there, but you got to give them those reps early in the season. You got to give them those reps early in the season. I don't know why teams only go with this 8-man rotation stuff. It don't make no sense. Pop is smart when it comes to that. I'm sure there might be a few other teams that do that. I know Boston's roster was pretty. Their bench went pretty deep too, right? You got to use more of your players. Like they're in the league. What do you mean? What's the fuck? They're in the league. What are you doing, bro? Big dog, man. I had a PG-13 jersey now. Whoever wears 13 on the Clippers, I'm gonna have to change the last name for whoever wears 13. I feel you on that, man. It's a business, right? This stuff is all a business, and things happen. But like, maybe the writing was on the wall a long time ago, because I want to say like 3-4 months ago, I remember seeing, when I would see Clippers jerseys on sale, or a lot of Clippers jerseys at the outlet, it was always Paul George. I'm like, why? Why am I seeing a lot of Paul George jerseys at the outlet and 70% off at Nike? Foot Locker. Why are Paul George jerseys on sale? What's going on here? Ain't he coming back next season? I'm first thinking, well, maybe they're selling the Paul George jerseys because these are the old logos. Maybe they're putting these things on sale because they're the old logos. And then now, some months later, he's no longer a Clipper. I'm like, is that why they've been put? I see Paul George jerseys been on sale for a long time. Eric, you see what I'm saying? I was wondering that. I'm like, why do you have Paul? I was thinking that. Like, why is his jersey on sale? I'm not seeing too many Kawhis like that. And this is before Kawhi extended or anything. I would just see more Kawhi jerseys than anything. More Paul George. I'm just like, And sure enough, maybe they knew about that potential trade with Golden State then, because allegedly that was a thing that was really close to happening. The only person who didn't pull the trigger was the Clippers. So maybe that got out. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's crazy. Derek White signed a 4-year. Derek White. Where he play for? Is that the one who plays for Chicago? Forgive me for not knowing that. I know there was one time I really knew everything about every team and every player, but those days are done. What team did he play for? Derek White. That's the guy who plays for... Oh, that's the light-skinned bald-headed dude from Boston, right? I think so. 23, welcome to the stream here on Instagram. What's good? Shout out to the Kyries, man, for sure. Kyries have some really good shoes with Nike. And the shoes he got with Anta is even crazier. Like, they're holding it down when it comes to those Anta shoes. I'm not even going to lie to you. The colorways is crazy. The quality on the shoe is crazy. They didn't show changes at all. I'm just curious to see, what's going to be their first collaboration with Anta, Kyrie, and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Clippers need to re-sign down. Plumlee left. Yeah. Plumlee left. I'm not mad at him leaving, because I feel like he's a little older. I think they need to get younger at the big man position. Keep Zubac. I think he's a younger big. He's like in his 20s still. Keep Zubac, and I like Zubac's game. A lot of people don't like Zubac. They think he might be a little overrated. I don't think he's used enough, though. He's definitely a rim protector, gets rebounds. He's got an offensive game to him. He's just not on a team like the Clippers. They don't really let him get loose like that. You know what I mean? They don't let him get loose like that. George signed a max contract. Maxey 76ers agreed to 5-year, $204 million. Harris agrees to deal with the Pistons. Paul waived by Warriors. Oh, to join Spurs. Yeah. Clippers Harden signed 2-year deals. 2-year, $70 million. That's shout out to Harden, man. Caldwell Pope signs with the Magic. That helps them out a lot. Caldwell Pope to the Magic. I think that's a good move. For sure, that's a good move. Caldwell Pope, man. Shout out to Caldwell Pope. I got to get my sound effects together. I think Caldwell Pope has had a storied career. I'm not even going to lie to you. From what I've seen, I'm sure there's some stops I'm not even going to talk about. But when he played for the Lakers, man, people didn't care too much about him. When he played for the Lakers that first year, L.A. rolled him and talked so much trash about him. He earned his stripes out here in L.A. He earned his stripes in LA, and then he got a ring and was a solid contributor to that. He's on Clutch Sports, so LeBron helped him get that ring, then help him get that bag, because once you're an NBA champion, your money goes up. He went from not really known or not really shining to taking advantage of his opportunity with that Lakers situation and catapulted his career. So his money's up. He got a ring with the Lakers, ring with the Nuggets. Now he can just ball out freely and just have fun now. He done got rings. He done got money. Shout out to Caldwell Pope, man, because people was doubting that. People was flaming him out here in LA. Worse than they did with Russell Westbrook that first year for the Lakers. So it's good to see Caldwell Pope get his bag, get his respect, get his movement, and people respect that. That's a clutch thing right there. Shout out to Clutch Sports. And yeah, why nobody responding to that? Nobody talking about that. Talking about nepotism for LeBron and Bronny. What about Giannis and his brother? That nobody would scoop up if Giannis wasn't on the team. The brother Antetokounmpo would not be on a team if Giannis didn't make it happen. I was hoping the Clippers would get her standing, but not for the price. Oh yeah, for sure. Trying to pay too much. Keith, I would definitely check my inbox after the stream. Shout out to you, man. What's good with you, bro? Welcome to the stream here on Instagram. I'm on YouTube as well and Twitch. I keep wanting to say TikTok. LeBron has signed a new deal with the Lakers. Pistons is planning to expand Cunningham. Yeah. Bickerstaff agreed to deal with the Pistons. Okay, so the Pistons, they're trying to revamp what's going on. So I see why Tobias would go there. You know what I'm saying? Plus he played there before, as you did point out earlier in the stream, Eric. Bickerstaff coming there, a new coach, a fresh look. They're going to try to do something different than what they've experienced. Clippers going to be up. Celtics going to be up for sale. The team is going to be up for sale. That would be crazy that the team would be up for sale after just winning a championship. Jeez Louise. Is Maxey that guy though? $204 million. I'm not mad at that. Maxey's definitely been proving himself. Where's Andrew Wiggins gonna go? Seems like the Warriors are trying to shop Wiggins too. One of the Thunder's top reserves last season there. Oh, Aaron Wiggins. But where's Andrew? What's going to happen with Andrew? Because I'm hearing that they want to get rid of him. They keep making him available in trade talks, which I think is kind of a little wild, but I guess that's what it is. I'm concerned about the Clippers. Who's hard? Okay, we see that one. Majority owner is going to sell. Wow. I mean, I guess this would be the time to sell. They just want a ring, so they probably at their highest estimation as possible. Maybe they're not going to win a championship in a while from now. What does the owner know that we don't? Why would you sell now? Y'all just want a ring, but like I said, maybe this is the most. But I would assume that their profits will be a little higher even next season because they won this year. But those guys got bread already, so that's something way over my head. That's crazy though, if that's happening. Especially, after winning. What could they know that we don't know? What other moves are going to be made next? Will Clay be the next movement? Who's going to be the next movement that everybody's like, oh my goodness. I mean, right now I think this Paul George thing is something that you can't really escape. Oh, I just see it right now on Instagram. Yeah. That's crazy, bro. Paul George. Get out of here, Paul George. I don't want to see that no more. Get out of here. Go on to the other team, you traitor. I'm joking, man. He's supposed to do what he got to do. Okay, I see Derek White. Okay. 4 years. These contracts, man, are bananas, man. They're saying in projections that Wemby, with his next contract, could be be the first player to make $90 million a year. That is crazy. $90 million a year? Why are the people getting out the NBA? Mark Cuban sold his too? Or Yeah, what the heck's going on? Why? What do these guys know that we don't know? I would assume. You know what? Maybe. You know what? I don't know. I can just be very speculative. I'm just gonna throw some things out there and see if anything sticks. Maybe this whole gambling stuff is gonna be something that might become a problem later. I've already thought that, but I'm just gonna say it more now. The fact that they're making this stuff so more accessible, so easy to gamble, anybody can do it. You're starting to see more people getting caught for doing it, like on the job, low key, like basketball players betting on basketball and baseball betting on baseball. You're seeing that a lot more, and by them promoting more and more and more of these type of things, you know, could there be more, like, could that lead to more corruption in the games? Could these guys maybe have stake? Could maybe Mark Cuban or maybe this guy from the Boston have like bet it before and trying to get out the way before it comes back on them? We used to see this a lot. Whenever you would see in college sports, basketball and football, whenever you had like a long-standing coach or tenure at a school, and then they decide to what's the word, resign or disappear or fall back for a little bit, and then like a year or two later, all these kind of scandals come out about shit, but they're long gone now, so they have nothing attached with it. Kind of like the dude, the coach for USC, he left and dipped out to the Eagle or to the Seahawks, and then USC went through all that stuff. But he's over here, he's NFL coach. He ain't got to deal with it now. What's the boy's name that was coaching for USC? Went to Seahawks right before Reggie Bush and them got caught up, bro. It's like, huh? Is it that, or is it something else that's bigger that we don't know about? Is the splits with the TV deal that's coming up, that's not gonna be good for them? Why would these guys sell their teams right now? Mark Cuban, known for being a Dallas Maverick involvement, he got Dirk, and he got the new Dirk with Luka. So you gotta have international dollars up the yin yang. You got an international superstar that's gonna lead the league for a while. Why would you get rid of that? And then you just win a championship, number 18. Why would you sell now? Hmm. Somebody doing something crazy, or yeah, Pete Carroll. There you go, the man, Pete Carroll. He ran out on them boys. I'm like, I don't know. I wasn't there. I'm not there. I had nothing to do with me. I'm over here in the NFL. And even if y'all try to do something, I'm in the NFL. Like, that's cold. So like, could it be that? Oh, okay. Mark Cuban said nowadays teams are going to need private funding to pay for stadiums, etc. And he said he's not good at asking for money. Wow. Wow. Keith effed up how NBA can find band players, yet NBA fixes. You know why? It's entertainment. It's sports entertainment. At one point in life, it was pretty much set. Wrestling's the only fake sport. Everything else is real. But it's sad to say that it's all the same. They're all the same. It's all entertainment, sports entertainment. You know what I mean? Which is crazy. At one point, maybe the thing is, I think it's always been this scenario, but I just think now, with just information being able to get out more, people are becoming more privy to it. But I think this has been the case for a long time. You know, it's just that now more people are able to see it and call it out and collectively agree that it is like that. When you have extenders and things like that, how is that extender situation even happening if people know it's what it is and see what it is, and it actually pans out to be that way? Every time these two guys ref, the game changes, and we all know it. We know it from the time we hear who's going to ref the game, how the game's going to go. The game goes that way, and it's still okay. When they knew that if certain refs were refereeing Iverson, you knew to bet against Iverson because the refs are going to make it hard for Iverson. Just like we know, if there's an NBA Finals game and Chris Paul is playing and Scott Foster is the ref, Chris Paul's not going to win that. We all know that. It's all talked about, but yet it still happens and goes down, and it's okay. Like, how does that happen? I think that's crazy, but I'm just asking questions, man, I think owners are selling because of how expensive it is to certain teams and a situation and a competition with the NFL soccer media. I mean, but the TV deals are supposed to be able, like this stuff is so small. The TV deals are supposed to take care of a lot of that money. But then again, with these guys paying so much more on the salary stand front, paying the players so much, it is like, where's the money coming from? How are these guys gonna have to? I don't know, man. So do people like Dolan, who owns the Madison Square Garden? Is he looked upon? Is he looked at as like one of the best ones because he actually owns the building they play in? Because I think he owns the Knicks and he owns the Madison Square Garden thing, right? Dolan. So is he like one of the only ones in the most unique position because he don't have to worry about that stadium cost type thing? So then what about Ballmer, who's a new owner who just built that stadium with his own bread? He's ahead of the game too. Man, come on, Clippers, who y'all gonna scoop up? Because he got the money and he just built his own. He built his own. Isn't a Microsoft Intuit Dome? Like, ain't it? Ain't his money behind them building that? The salaries is crazy, and you can. So if you guys keep letting the salaries go up and up, how do you ever bring it back down? You can't, right? You can't ever bring it back down. You can't. How do you leverage it? I'm not trying to say play. I'm not trying to say pay the players less. Like, I'm not trying to take their money away, but at the same time, yeah. But like, I think I remember hearing people speak about it. I think it might be Gil's Arena or somewhere else. I'm not exactly certain where. I think they were the ones who said it though. Um, I just got a notification. Mavs are interested in signing Spencer Dinwiddie after Klay Thompson. What? I'm not gonna read that because I can't check. So Spencer Dinwiddie is not coming back to the Lakers. I don't know if I'm surprised about that. I think he didn't really get a chance to gel with the team and show what he really can do. He's another big guard, you know. Um, yeah, yeah. So I mean, private funding, man. This is gonna be an interesting situation here. Goldberg was iconic with the money gesture. Oh, you're right about that, Keith. He got fined right away too. When he did the money gesture to the referees, he got fined instantly, bro. It's just so funny how we all know about it now. More people are privy to it, but it still goes on, and what are you going to do about it? The scary part about it is knowing that these games are how they are. How do people still feel comfortable enough to bet on the games? But then, see, this is also why they made it to where it's not just betting on the actual game; it's betting on individual players. So now you can kind of make it a little easier or maybe more understandable or maybe not as pressure for the whole team to win, but the individual player. But I have to say, honestly, man, with the betting jumping up, it's definitely a different level from fantasy football because there is money in that with people. But when you're betting on individual players to do higher or lower, I mean, there's already been an example. We got the Porter brother, Michael Porter Jr.'s brother, getting caught betting on himself, I'm sure using one of these individual betting stat games to go lower and higher on himself. It takes me back to like back in the day. Like, it was rumored that this has happened before. I'm not sure if these movies were based on true stories, but I feel like they were. But like a movie like Blue Chips, where you had players getting paid to shave points, that was happening for sure back in the day. And with you guys having these prize picks and all these guys like that doing these individual sports betting, which I'm not against. Like, if y'all want to sponsor me, I'll go ahead and promote it. I like that stuff. It's fun. I tried it, lost money, won some money. It's entertaining. It does make the game even more interesting to watch it. It does add to the entertainment value of it. But if we've had that before where people were getting caught shaving points, getting paid 30 and 40,000 back then was a lot of money to do different things in the game. Who's to say that doesn't extend to now? You got Otani and his whole little thing getting caught up in some stuff that looked kind of really crazy, and then you got the Porter brother doing the same thing. How you saying these other guys ain't doing that or going to start doing that or try to do that? They might not bet. Like, if I'm the NBA star, I'm not going to bet on myself, but I'm going to tell my cousin's girlfriend to do it under her account. Who's to say hasn't been happening or won't start happening more as people are getting privy to these things. Like my thought was like, how do they know who to put on the marquee as far as higher or lower? Like, I've never heard of Michael Porter Jr.'s brother until he got busted for what he did. I never heard of that dude, paid attention to him, knew he was even in the league. So how is he on the marquee for somebody to do a higher or lower for? He's nobody to be known. It should be just the Dundadas, maybe the top 3 options for the team, and call it at that. But I know it's about money, and people want to, stretch it out with more players, more options to win for more money. So I get it, but come on, bro. I bet no puns refs are making way more money from betting than from NBA salaries. I wouldn't doubt it at all, Keith. I would not doubt that at all. There's some money being made elsewhere off these games. It's not. I'm telling you, bro. These spreads and these made and missed free throws and these points per quarter. This stuff is getting it's shaky. I'm gonna say shaky. I'm not gonna say shady. I'm gonna say shaky. You know what I mean? Watch at your own risk. They're making it so easy to do it all. They're making it easy to watch it. They're making it easy to place the bet so easily. It's fun though. It does add entertainment to it. But what I would say to you guys is don't get fully invested. Don't be down and sad when your team loses. Now if you lost 5 or 10 racks, I can understand being upset. But try not to have attachment to it like that. You know what I mean? As far as to the game, because it's entertainment, bro. You got people saying you got to win a game by 17, 15 to really win by 2. I don't know, man. Oh, man. Yeah. I think that's why states like California doesn't do a deal with gambling companies because of these, because of the casinos. That's true. That's true. Because they just, like they say on these apps, only check your area and see if you can participate in Prize Picks or FanDuel or Underdog Fantasy. In your area, it's not available in every state, so you still got to get it regulated and see if you can do it. You know what I mean? But we got to see what happens, man. More free agency talk. I'm sure we'll get some more news about something soon. Um, just curious to see what's up, bro. Curious to see what the next thing is. Dylan White. Milwaukee Bucks. I like the OKC little lineup right there with adding Alex Caruso. I hate how they break down the trade that the Clippers did for Paul George to get him to the Clippers, for him only to leave some 5 years later though. So it's not like they didn't get a run with him. It's not like Paul George went to the Clippers for 2 seasons and then left. Or even 3 seasons. He stayed for a full 5, gave them a good run with the team. You know what I mean? Nobody fully knew what people would blossom as. They gave up a lot to get Paul George, but it is what it is, bro. Damn, they gave up a lot. Yeah, they did. They gave up a lot for him, but it was good theater. It was good. It was a good entertainment. The Clippers were beating up on the Lakers ever since then. If you live out here in LA, you know what that means, because everybody and their mama, all the Laker fans talk all the shit about the Clippers, move out the stadium, all this type of stuff. But for the last 10, 12 games in a row, every time Lakers played the Clippers was beating the Lakers. And it's so crazy because when I was wanting the Clippers to beat the Lakers every time, Lakers were beating the Clippers. Now that I was wanting the Lakers to win because it mattered for them for the playoff purposes, the Clippers kept beating them. What the hell? Derrick Jones, solid pickup for the Clippers as well. Ken Clay Thompson, slide himself over to Golden State, bro. Can we make this happen, bro? Kevin Porter Jr., is he a bust? I looked in the comments of that post that he signed with the Clippers. Is that a good look or was that a bust? I'm hearing all kinds of things about that. Kevin Porter Jr., I've heard a lot of good things about him, but I'm hearing people saying that he's like he's past his thing now. Is that true? So Philly picked up Drummond to back up Embiid, give Embiid some rest. Okay. They picked up Paul George, a wing, offensive, defensive player, two-way player. They picked up Eric Gordon, a 3-point shooter, but you need to spread the floor. They picked up some players, man. Philly picked up some players. It looks good on paper. They re-signed Maxey. Hey, man. Philly making some strong moves right now. After looking at it like this, man, what's good? Welcome to the stream, bro. How you doing? Let me know what you think about the free agency moves. Shout out to everybody here watching on whatever platform or channel you're watching me on. That's crazy. Philly making some strong moves right now, though. I gotta give them that. Yeah, letting Joel know we got you, Joel. We trying to have your back. We trying to make this run. We trying to make this next year the process. They've been telling you to trust the process the whole time. This year should be the process. The process should be complete this season. With this squad they got now, on paper, they can give they can give Boston a run for their money because they got something that Boston doesn't have, which is interior scoring, a dominant interior scoring. You know, that they definitely stepped it up on paper. It remains to see how it work out. But on paper, they look strong. You know, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all. Is Isaiah Hartenstein really that good, though? I'm not really super familiar with him. Yeah, man. James Harden, 2 years, $70 million. Kevin Love, 2 years, $8 million. Oh, he took the minimum deal. Okay. Shout out to Max Christie, man. Does this mean that they're going to give him more of a role this season, more of a burn? But you got a lot of guards. Did you guys sign him to trade him? Lakers been getting a lot of talent and letting it go. I see potential for Max Christie. You know what I mean? But you got Max Christie, you got Austin Reeves, you got D'Lo still there. He opted in unless y'all gonna be trading him to try to get somebody. That's 3 solid guard. That's 3 guard play right there. LeBron's a point guard too. Can he step back and be the facilitator from the wing position, wing post position? Let these 3 guys run the offense. LeBron, you can be comfortable. You got 2 head coaches you trust to instill the trust into the point guards, and then you're on the court to help all that back action that's not moving, that's stagnant, bro. They got 3 coaches, 3 great minds that should lead them to what they got to be led to. Hopefully they can make this happen, bro. A lot of teams making moves, though. It's too early we're not even in training camp yet. We're not even in summer league yet. Who knows what's next? Zach LaVine. Nobody's interested in him right now. That's crazy. At one point, he was out here going to the workouts, watching Bronny, you know? Looking like he was hanging out with LeBron a little bit, you know? DeAndre Jordan intends to re-sign with the Denver Nuggets. DeAndre Jordan's going to stay in Denver. Makes sense. He has no reason to leave. Did the Phoenix Suns? Oh, that's dope. Bobo's re-signing with the Phoenix Suns. I didn't know that. It's smart for them to do that. Why would they let Bobo go? The potential is real with him. You know? The potential is real with the guy, man. So, yeah, we here chilling out, trying to see what the latest news could be. If there's something else that hits the, while we're here. As of now, it's kind of the same thing. But I'm sure we're going to hear things all throughout the day. Shout out to everybody coming through Instagram. Hit the like button if you haven't done so. Or, leave some feedback in the chat. As we've just been talking throughout the day for the most part this morning. Should the Warriors get... Should Warriors get and say goodbye to? Who should they get? Who they should say goodbye to? Clay's gone. That's great to see. I don't even know, bro. I hear they got a lot of potential. I don't know what Looney's going to do. They're going to keep him. Is he still considered a young big? If Clay's gone, they can't get rid of Draymond. I don't really know what the Warriors should do, bro, because I'm not really a Warriors fan. But being on, I don't want to see Curry win no more. But in actuality, I don't know who else is left. Does DeMar DeRozan fit them? Does Zach LaVine fit them? What does Golden State really need? They got shooting because of Curry. Do they need somebody else too? They need 2 people. They need another splash brother combination. I thought they had so much young talent. I thought Golden State was at a position where they could stay where they're at because they got a lot of talent already there. That's true. Low enough for later on, moves down the line. That makes some sense. A wing defender, yeah. I mean that could definitely help them out. They would definitely need that because Curry can't play D for nothing, and Wiggins is supposed to be that defensive kind of player for the wing along with Draymond, but Dre's getting older, and Wiggins, I don't know if he's really there for that. I don't know if he's been showing that enough for them. I know they were really high on Andrew Wiggins, you know what I mean? But now it seems like they're trying to maybe now they've softened up on their stance when it comes to Andrew Wiggins. I think the guy who's always on the panels with the ESPN guys who used to be a GM for Golden State, I think he was more so high on Andrew Wiggins being there. But now that he's gone, whoever's the new people in charge are changing their opinions on Andrew Wiggins. That might be why he's more prone to move. You know what I mean? Crazy to see this though. Shout out to everybody here watching on Twitch, Instagram, and YouTube. But yeah, Golden State has a solid foundation. I don't know who they could really add. Maybe a DeMar DeRozan to add some mid-range to them, but they're so used to having a spread offense for shooting. The mid-range would be open for somebody like that, but they need more rebounding and defense for that team. I think they got enough solid offensive players. Um, I think they need more defensive rebounding and toughness because the West is big. The West got some big teams. The East does too, but the West is a big. And I don't know if the small ball really works for that team. Keeping like Draymond at the 5 type stuff, I don't think that works for them no more. I'm clapping it up because that era is finito for them, boy. Woo! Golden State finito. It's gonna be cool to see them play and have they solid games, this and that. But the days of them being dominant Golden State, running down the court, sleeping on people and all that extra stuff, we might see Curry get loose. But as far as dominating number 1, number 2 in the West and Western Conference Finals and all that, I don't see that happening. Because anybody they add that's left is not going to put them over the top. DeMar DeRozan don't do that. Levine don't do that. Who else is out there? They're not bringing back Clay, so that ship sailed. Who's they bench scoring? Yeah, we get to see Golden State kind of. I want to see that, bro. I want to see them in the playoffs a little bit, just to have 4 California teams in the playoffs. But at the same time, let Sacramento step above them now. Let's let Sacramento be the 3rd best team in California, and Golden State could be 4th. I would like to see that for a little while. Have all them little Golden State Warrior fans just be humble, like Kendrick Lamar said. Be humble a little bit. You know what I mean? Grady Justin, welcome to the stream. What's good with you, bro? What do you guys think? What do you think about this free agency so far? I'd rather see Golden State win than the Lakers. I hear you, bro. But I mean, normally I would agree with that. But LeBron, no, man. We need LeBron to get that ring, man. No. You can't have the GOAT only finishing with 4 or one of the GOATs because Jordan. That's a topic for debate. We can have that debate whenever somebody really wants to do it. But we can't have LeBron only finishing with 4. They don't. He got to finish more rings than Clay and Curry, bro. He has to. More than KD. He has to finish more than all of those guys. Because right now, that puts them all on the same level. Draymond Green on the same level as LeBron? No. LeBron? No. No. Curry? No. The reason why? Because that Golden State Warrior team was like a great team assembled. It was, no, man. They didn't do it as the man. Like, they had a bunch of good. Sounds like hate. But like the way LeBron did it as being a focal point and having teammates, not having like those Cleveland teams against the Golden State Warrior teams were heavily lopsided, bro. I don't care what you say. But the talent on Cleveland's team was just better because you had the mind of LeBron. The first time Golden State and Cleveland met in the finals, if Kyrie don't get hurt, that's Cleveland's finals all day. Curry was getting cooked by Kyrie, bro. Easy peasy, beautiful cover girl. He was getting cooked by him. So, that happened That was part of the situation that year for Golden State. They had a year just like Boston did this season, where Golden State went through a bunch of teams that didn't have their best players. That's what they had then. Then the next season, we get the 31. We get the 3-1, right? Which is what's supposed to happen. We get 3-1. 3-1 comeback. Y'all remember that? Never been done since then. 3-1. Then they had to go get Kevin Durant to add. And that just becomes unfair. That's unfair. That's cheating, unfair. That's weak sauce. That's all of that. Let me know a team that Jordan beat that was like the 72-10 Golden State Warriors or 73-9 Golden State Warriors. Let me know a team that Jordan faced that was better than that. And LeBron had to face that team like 4 times in a row, bro. Come on, man. So I don't want Golden State. Golden State is like front runners because they have all this extra help to really take down a one, maybe two-headed monster. Ain't no way, bro. There's not really no GOAT. The GOAT term is just something that people like to throw out there and put. There's a lot of greatness at all times. There's a lot of greats. I think one thing that might be a little bit more rock solid and makes more sense is a Mount Rushmore, but the GOAT, the best of all time, it's kind of hard. But a Mount Rushmore makes a lot more sense. And Mount Rushmore is usually like, 4 people? There we go. Let's talk it. Kyrie was dropping 40 a night in that series, bro. Cooking the heck out of that boy Curry, man. If he didn't twist his knee, they win that first one. I know if it was the 5th, we'd all be drunk, but it's facts, though. Curry could do nothing wrong with that guy. LeBron had to go through that finals with Dylan. What's the guy's name? Dylan Dova. What was the guy's name? As the second option? Come on, man. Eric Dellavedova, whatever his name was. Kyrie was, man, listen, bro. So, yeah. LeBron had those guys. He had Wade, Bosch, what's the guy's name? Ray Allen joined them later as a free agent. Absolutely. He definitely did. Against the Spurs. They beat him once and lost against them, which had a dynasty there too with the Kawhis and the Tony Parkers, Ginobili's, and Duncans. That was an experienced big 4 right there with a young Kawhi. Those teams were actually evenly matched. Golden State versus the Cavs with KD, no way that was matched up. What? They had Iggy. They had the they had the big 4, the Splash Brothers, Green, and you had KD. Then you had Iggy, who was actually Finals MVP of one of them years because he was focused on LeBron. KD and Curry could just roam free and help out along with Draymond. It was not matched up evenly at all. And then you get hurt. People want to talk about Boston winning this finals and having an easy road, but Golden State had an easy road pretty much every time they were going there. Name a season that they went through where they faced everybody's best shot and won. It's kind of hard. That don't happen to too many teams where you face the best shot because injuries happen. But at some points, yeah, you do. You win respectable rounds. But when the best player from the other, like I can understand a number 2 or number 3 option go down, those type of things happen. Or if that number 2 or 3 option there, it might have been a different series. That's valid, that happens, but not the number 1 or 2 option being out and then y'all beat them and it's like, oh, we beat them all, we're the best. Nah, y'all had a lot of help, man. Yeah, the teams losing to the Mavs was kind of crazy because the other teams let the Mavs enforce their will with Luka and Kyrie. They were able to really enforce their will. I feel like the Lakers or the Clippers dropped the ball because they didn't stick to their original guns. When they had the rotation, they were cooking into the playoffs. When Kawhi was out, first game of the playoffs, with Kawhi out, they balled out and won. They won when Kawhi came back the second game, it threw their algorithm off, as I say, and try to continue to float with that, and it just wasn't working. They should have stayed with that same rotation they had game 1. Probably could have carried over to game 2, maybe slide Kawhi in there off the bench game 3, and try to wean them back in that way. You know what I mean? They scrambled and messed it up. Everybody now don't want to do too much, want to give it back to Kawhi as the main person. It's like y'all can't do that. Dallas and them was able to enforce their will on everybody they played against in the playoffs, except for when they played against Boston, who was a deeper, bigger team. Denver, I feel like the Timberwolves match up much better with Boston than Dallas did, but Dallas just had Minnesota's number, because I don't want to say Ant-Man ain't like that, but Karl Anthony Towns might not be like that, which is what a lot of people say. That's what Jimmy Butler's gripe was about. Like, these guys are not here for really winning. They're just here for the glam and glitz of NBA. They're not really dogs like that. That's what Jimmy Butler said a long time ago. So when Cat don't show up in the game, and then the post game interview on the podium, he's not there. But then, that's what the extenders was. The extenders was in that series. The extenders came to that series with Minnesota and Dallas when all of a sudden Karl Anthony Towns decided to show up a game and ball out. That game before he played bad and horrible. You didn't see him at the post game interview when he talked about he shoots 1,000 shots a day or whatever he said when that whole little controversy came up, and then they brought out the extenders, and then Dallas lost that game, and Cat had a good game, and then right after the extenders left, the series was back to where it was supposed to be, because Cat's not that guy. He's good on paper, can give you some good stats, but when it really counts, he's not going to show up the way you want him to. So maybe they might have made the wrong choice by going with Cat instead of D'Lo. But maybe it also works because Anthony Edwards is more of an on-the-ball guy, and D'Lo is too. So it makes sense to keep the bigger guy because you can't teach height. You know what I mean? So, yeah, Minnesota will forever be kind of where they're at. They might be a really good regular season team, but I don't know if they have enough to get over the hump because of the actions of people like Karl Anthony Towns, bro. That's just my opinion. Could be wrong, could be right. Let me know if you guys agree with that. Cat is good, but he's a on-the-paper type of good. But like I said before, name a team that was better than that Golden State Warrior team that Jordan faced or Kobe faced. Let me know what team that those two players played against that was equivalent to Golden State. I'll wait. LeBron had to go up against that that monster like, 4 or 5 times in a row? What? I got to go out here and do Herculean efforts, 50 points, 10 rebounds, 20 assists, and then my drunk teammate forgets what time of the game it is and goes up. I was just as mad as Bron that game. We played a perfect game. We played a perfect game, bro. You get the rebound and you don't know what to do. That was a blunder in sports, bro. They want to talk about LeBron and his blunder in the finals. That blunder that J.R. Smith had in that crucial moment of Game 1 was so big. Was so big, that game, bro. Utah stocking them alone. The Pistons were better. No way, Jose. That was a good one, Eric. No way the Mailman and Stockton Malone team was better than Golden State team. What? Magic with Shaq and Penny, that was a good team. Not better than Golden State, though. Shaq and Penny was dope. Nick Anderson couldn't make free throws when it counted. You know what I'm saying? And then you got to deal with evolution. Players only get better. So, I mean, it's not even just by opinion. It's also fact that the players that LeBron went against was better than the players that Kobe and Jordan went against, just on evolution alone. You can't argue with that. The players are bigger, stronger, faster. Is that not a case? I mean, they might be softer and don't want to take physical hits, but they are bigger, stronger, faster. And then you go against come on, bro. You can't argue that. Magic with Shaq and Penny was solid, but it was Shaq and Penny and that was it. 3D was a solid corner 3-point shooter. Only corner. A corner and wing spot up 3-point shooter. Derek Anderson, cool guy off the bench. Nick Anderson, a spot up shooter that played defense. One-dimensional guys. Golden State got multi-dimensional guys. You got somebody making 60 points on 7 dribbles. Who does that? Who did that before then? What? Reggie Miller could never. I'm a big Reggie Miller fan. I'm just saying, though. Ray Allen never. And these guys are on. You have arguably two of the best shooters ever on one team. Like, come on, bro. By eye test, by numbers, by whatever metrics you want to go by, arguably two of the best shooters ever to play on the same team, and you have to face that. And one of them can play defense, and he's tall. Clay 6'7" was locking down people and shooting the lights out. This will be a redemption year for Clay, regardless, and it would be perfect to do it with the Lakers and to play Golden State in the first round and beat Golden State, and Clay's the reason why. That would be perfect, bro. Or maybe not. We don't want no more play-ins for the Lakers, bro. That's one thing too. We don't need no more play-ins for the Lakers. No more play-in tournaments. Don't even be in the in-season tournament. Like, start off rocky to not make the in-season. Well, I don't know, but I don't know, man. Is the in-season tournament even worth it? You guys like that? Are you guys appreciating the in-season tournament? Do you like the idea of it? I mean, it's here to stay, I think, because it's about the money grab. So that's never going to go away. But is that something that we really want? Is that something that we really need? Big shout out to everybody here. We've been streaming for about an hour, 45 minutes on YouTube, Twitch, and Instagram. And I appreciate everybody who decided to come through for however long. Do we have any updates on any player movement? I don't think so right now. If there is, let me know in the chat. You know, Spencer Dinwiddie. Okay. Lazy Thunder. Yeah, no new moves. Great news for all Spurs fans who kept their Brandon Paul jerseys. Oh, funny. Yeah, no, nothing yet. Nothing at this moment. Paul George, you traitor. You traitor, Paul George, you. Nah, he just made a business move. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's what you got to do, bro. It's a business, man. Not a business, man. Ask MJ, Malone, Barkley, Reggie Miller, Shaq, Isaiah Thomas if they could beat Golden State. Of course they're going to say yeah. Of course they would say yeah for sure. That Pistons team, with the way they played, I mean, it's an argument. It is an argument. But at the same time, though, the way Golden State shoots the three ball, these guys are not going to, because you can't get physical with people shooting out that far. If they were going to the paint, to the basket all the time, you could probably level the playing field a little bit with physicality. But with Curry shooting three-pointers right across half court, you can't do nothing with that. That means you have to stretch your defense out to the half court for one player. Then you got this other one running around a bunch of screens. Of course, you could probably try to hit him a couple times too. But he could take the range out too, so they can spread the floor on you so you can't be as physical. You're going to exert a lot more energy on defense, plus they got good ball movement. Come on, bro. You know, it would be an interesting thing to see. Maybe Gil's Arena should put that in a simulator. Shout out to Gil's Arena. They definitely do. They've been doing the simulation with the 2K gaming, putting teams together, drafting teams, and doing simulations on the games. They should run that simulation. Put the 72-10 Bulls versus the 79 or I'm giving away 79 73-9 Warriors. Who wins that game? Those are two great teams. Who wins that game? In a 2K simulation, who wins that game? In real life sim. Yeah, Gil's Arena, I don't think they watch them, but that would be a good idea for the naysayers. But I mean, it's a video game, so people probably wouldn't hold weight with it. But yeah, simulate that. 72-10 versus 79-10, or 73-9. You know, everybody else can't even say nothing. Barkley, Malone, Reggie, their teams weren't even close. Isaiah had a good squad, but they couldn't shoot really like that either. Hey, if you want to get some shoes, Pickle 23, go ahead and not the last video, but the video before last, I got a giveaway going on for some basketball shoes right here. Gil Zero Rustin Mods. I got size 9, 10, and 11. If you want to win that, go ahead and hit the like button. Get that video to 250 likes. Leave your name, your size, and where you're watching from. And I'll select somebody from the comments. I'll select 3 winners once we hit 250 likes on that video. And you can win yourself a pair of these basketball shoes, brand new with box. So yeah, if you want shoes, go ahead and follow me on my main channel, Bossco Mitchell. Subscribe, check out the videos. We do giveaways. And yeah, we're like at 190 likes on that video. We need a lot more to get to 250, but it's definitely possible to do it. I'll keep that giveaway going until we reach that point. If we don't reach that point by like the mid or end of July, then I'm just gonna have to scratch it and start over again and just do something else. But I'll probably bring another giveaway in between that too as well. But as far as for the basketball shoes, yeah, 2009 Celtics team was better than the Golden State Warrior team. That 2009 Celtics team was definitely good. You talking about with Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, Kevin Garnett, Rondo. Very solid team right there. That's the one. But we're not talking about them. We're talking about Jordan, right? We're talking about MJ. We talking about MJ, who's the GOAT, right? We talking about Kobe. Those guys. Those teams, can they beat Golden State? Shaq and Kobe, maybe, but maybe not. That 3-point line is a big difference, bro. That's the backbreaker of everything. Like if the Golden State Warriors, those teams played like the teams we're talking about, like the if those Golden State Warrior teams played like the 2009 Celtics, the Cavs beat them. Where it's not. The volume of 3-point shooting, the daggers of 3-point shooting is so damaging and breaking to a defensive team. You can't recover from that shit. You can play like 30 seconds of good defense. Like you can play almost the whole shot clock out. They shoot the ball. Golden State gets the rebound. You play lockdown defense again, and then they move the ball so much the last second they get a wide open shot and hit it. That just demoralizes you on defense. None of these other teams had those factors. That's a whole nother X factor that the Bulls and them didn't have to deal with. It wasn't just from one player too. It was from multiple players. Even Draymond's weak shooting self would hit a dagger, a key 3. Then they added Durant. What? Man, listen, bro. Man, listen. Just the loan of the 3-headed monster with KD, Curry, and Clay. There's nothing. Nobody had nothing for that, bro. Kobe went against that Celtics team. LeBron was not in the conversation because all right. LeBron wasn't in that conversation because they just put together that team to stop LeBron. LeBron had just went on that tear the year before when he ran through the East and had that dynamic performance against Detroit when he had them 25 points in a row. Boston like, hold up, no, Ray, no, KG, come on. They did that. They made that team because of the monster LeBron was becoming. Are you crazy? Boston came together because of that dude up in Cleveland, what he was doing. So teams were doing stuff to stop LeBron's progress all day. Boston did it. Golden State did it. Golden State was like, oh man, we got away with that first one. I'm glad Curry got injured. Second time around, are we about to get this dude? We up 3-1. And then what? He woke up? We woke up the beast? No, we need help. KD, come on, man. KD, I know we just beat the shit out of you, but come on, man. Come join us. We need to beat this guy. How they want to talk about how the Big Four or how Wade and Bosh and LeBron came together because they didn't want to see Kobe winning no more rings. KD, Golden State went and got KD because they saw what was happening with LeBron. If they beat us coming back from 3-1, we in trouble next season, bro. KD, bring that ass here, boy. That's why they did it. And look what happened. So we can't. It goes back and forth. I got a rebuttal for all of that. I watched enough basketball to know that. The Boston team came together to stop LeBron. Golden State came together with the 4-headed monster to stop LeBron. Come on, man. What other teams ganged up to try to do that against Mike? It wasn't enough players to do that back then. They didn't have the player movement availability because of LeBron. Once again, taking the keys back and controlling your career is something you should want to do and not be dictated where you can go and not go. LeBron was a catapult for that too, player movement. Don't you like that? If you don't like it here, you could kind of change your scenery and go flourish for a company that's going to work for you and them. not just be stuck here because old boss don't want to do all the genre for this Clipper era. We could have had way better teams if Donald Sterling cared and wanted to add to the team and act like he cared. But when you get stuck in a situation and the owners don't care, then that's what happens. You just get stuck with the team you got. And you were just stuck there to rot or just whatever until you can get out the contract and move. LeBron said, no, we changing this. How could y'all be mad at that? Whatever, bro. Iverson in 2005 was insane. Iverson was insane. Period. Every year, every year, every team. The teams were trying to stop Kobe and Lakers. LeBron was still a pup. That's true because they had established it already, the dominance from the Kobe Shaq era. Remember Kobe had them weak seasons too, bro. The Smush Parker years. Remember those years? Until he was able to get Paul Gasol, another Hall of Famer, and then Bynum, who a lot of people sleep on. But Bynum was a great, excellent center. Was a baby Shaq. If he could have kept his mind together, I don't know what really happened. When he went to Philly, he lost it. But he was a really good big man. I was happy about. I liked what I saw about Bynum, even though I was not a Laker fan. I just could respect and know that they had the same thing. Just Bynum didn't have the ego Shaq did. They had the same kind of style of lineup. Instead of Ori, you had a better Ori with Paul Gasol. And then you had Lamar Odom. Kwame Brown. Yeah, Kwame Brown. Doo-Doo Brown days, whatever they call him. Smush Parker. Yeah. Yeah, what about those years for Kobe? What was he doing those years? When he was the man by himself with a Cavs-like team. Even when LeBron had the Cavs that year, he got swept. Look at the team he brought to the finals. Did Kobe do that with any of his teams? Did he bring Smush Parker and Kwame to the promised land? I don't think so. I don't think that happened. I think he was about to demand a trade, right? This thing that they say LeBron shouldn't did, leave teams. Kobe was gonna go. But the Lakers got smart and did the things to keep him there. You know what I mean? Respect to Spanish. RIP to the legend. Kobe Bryant, one of the greatest to ever do it. 5 rings. They call him Lord of the Rings out there in the Rucker. Can never say anything bad about Kobe. One of the greatest to ever play the game, of course. But when you talk about these things on paper, about these teams that these people faced, that Shaq and Kobe era was something different because they had 2 of the most dominant in the positions and nobody could ever touch it. Especially on the Shaq front. There were other Kobe-esque in the league, but Shaq was the thing that nobody had nothing for. Nobody had nothing for the Kobe's because he was a different animal, but you had comparable opponents that could contribute on their team equally offensively. You had the T-Max, you had the T-Max, you had the Rudy Gage, you had the Vince Carters, you had the Ray Allens, you had other guards out there that could hold it down, but those guys didn't have something that nobody had nothing for, which was Shaq. There was no matching up with Shaq. There was no comparable opponents for Shaq at all whatsoever. The only way you stopped Shaq was by fouling him and hopefully sending him to the free throw line. That was the only thing you could do with Shaq. There was no stopping Shaq, no neutralizing Shaq whatsoever. That's Duncan Dynasty was amazing. Very mature dynasty. You're saying that dynasty was better than Golden State's dynasty? That's an arguable, very good point right there. That's an arguable point because they've won a lot of rings too. And they won a lot of rings with 2s and 3s, not just 3s like Golden State did. You know what I mean? That's a really good matchup right there. But none of those players are in the discussion for the best of all time or Mount Rushmore, even though Tim Duncan is arguably the best power forward ever. I don't think people got Tim Duncan on the Mount Rushmore, even though he could be there. He could be. But Spurs just had a really good team with coaching and mature players that knew how to play the right way. Those teams weren't made up like the other teams were with individual talent. Even though they had individual talent, it was way more of a system. Spurs had a system. Golden State had a system. Lakers kind of had a system because it was a triangle, but they just had two dominant forces in that same system. You know, systems beat individual talent. That's why San Antonio was wreaking havoc because they had a system that nobody could really rock with. Their system was tested though. They went up against that juggernaut in Miami and lost once, and then got it right after calculating some things and then won it. You know, there was a little glitch in the matrix for the Spurs when they ran into that Miami team. Like, oh, hold up, what is this? This is something a little different. And then the next year when they played them, they figured them out and beat them. Yeah, he does. He does. Duncan does have 6 ring time. You would think he had 6 or 7 rings the way he was and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. You know what I mean? So it's crazy to see how this works out. We'll see what happens the rest of the day for this NBA free agency. I know we got a lot more to get to. 11:16 a.m. on the Western Conference, West Coast. Let me go to my shit and see if there's anything else. I don't think so, because somebody probably would have put it in the comments. Paul George played in Philadelphia. Was that a sign? I see on Instagram that Paul George played in the Philly Kobe's his last day playing for the Clippers, but the colors are the same, so I don't. People probably might be reaching for that. They have the same colors, red, white, and blue. You know, that's a good one on Instagram, but I don't know. But I mean, hey, was that a sign? Was that a telltale sign? I don't know. But like I said, you know, we've been seeing Paul George jerseys on sale a long time before it was even talked about him being a free agent or going to another team. And sure enough, he's gone now. Let me know what y'all thinking about it. Hit me up in the comments. We live on Instagram, we live on Twitch, and we live on YouTube. Shout out to everybody watching on whatever platform you're watching on. Do me the favor, hit the like button if you haven't done so. Tom, I'm not sure if you're still here. Denver would have beat Boston. I could see that happening. If Denver faced Boston in the finals, I could have seen that happen. I'm not opposed to that idea. Denver beating Boston. Those would have been two mirror images of teams, but I think Denver would have had a little better advantage because of the center position and how it moves from there. I think that would have made a big difference in the playoffs or in the finals if Boston played Denver. I hope Denver never makes it to the championship again, as long as LeBron's in the league. You know, we don't need to see Denver back there no more. Personally, that's just what I'm thinking. They're a good team, but I don't want stars who don't care about the league to be winning. So if Luka and Joker act like they don't really care about the league like that, don't want to participate in the All-Star Weekend's festivities, like they're too good, and when they win or when the season's over, they just can't wait to be back home. We don't want to see them winning because they don't really care about it. They don't really care about here. They don't really care about the sport like that. They might love basketball, but they don't care about the NBA or want to care to be here. So we don't need to see them winning. At least Giannis acts like he's happy to be and likes to participate. You know, he's not separating himself like I feel like Joker especially. You know, when he won a championship and was like, when's the parade? He was mad because he wanted to go back home. He's like, oh, parade, I want to leave already. Huh? No, we don't want to see you win then. You don't want to be here and then just and give us some good entertainment during the regular season and don't win no more rings. You know? We don't want to see that. How do you want to see somebody win in a sport they don't care about? Like, how do you want to see somebody win in your sport that they don't care about? I don't want to see that shit. Acting like it's like a secondary thing or a mediocre, basketball, NBA, these guys. No. So y'all can just be good and entertain us, but I don't want to see them win nothing. Nope. No sirree, Bob. You know? And now, if they were just very prideful and happy to be here and acting cool, fine. But they give off too many things of like they don't like here besides just being here for basketball. They don't want to, which I don't blame them though. I don't. It's a lot of messed up things going on out here, but at the same time, don't be acting like it, like we're at your pity because you play ball here, and you know they shit on the reporters and kind of down. Oh, what do you say that? What do you mean? Like, don't just handle yourself a little different. Be a little bit more humble. You know, bring out the Kendrick Lamar song. Be humble. You know, just a little bit. If Luka would have won that first ring so soon, you know what? Oh my Lord. Oh my goodness. I'm glad we don't get to see that. We never know. Like Jason Tatum said, we'll never know. That Jason Tatum moment that he tried to have was really not the best either. You know, what was it? What did he say? We did it. We did it. What was he? What did he try to say? That just sounded so corny. KG's was the best. Anything is possible. That was a fire one. But whatever Jason Tatum said was not it, bro. We did it. I guess it is what it is, though, man. It is what it is. It is what it ain't. Shout out to everybody who came to the stream, no matter how long you were here for. We went for about 2 hours in this thing, man. 2 hours solid. 2 hours, about 5 minutes. More live streams on the way. Hopefully we get some crazy international or free agency news today too. I mean, I don't know what else is going to be big besides Paul George. I mean, that might be the news for the day. You know what I'm saying? But let's see what happens with DeMar DeRozan. Does he make a move today, or even Klay Thompson, bro? Give me your thoughts in the chat, in the comments. Check out my videos here on YouTube, of course. A lot of good content. We just dropped a recap of June. A lot of great finds. Kobe Girl Dads, unreleased Sabrinas, unreleased Jaws. If you guys watched the videos before, you might know. But if you didn't catch some videos, go ahead and watch this recap. About an hour, 40 minutes long. But it's a lot of sneakers. Sneakers. Good sneakers, new sneakers, colorful sneakers. You know, give me the feedback. Hit the like button. And I'm going to see y'all later in those situations also. Let me see. Let me check and see what else we got going on. Hold on 1 second. Let me see. Yeah. 50 Cent. Uh-oh. Chicago Bulls trading for Josh Giddey was a final straw, and now DeMar DeRozan is no longer looking to stay with the team. Chicago Bulls trading for Josh Giddey was the final straw. And now DeMar DeRozan is no longer looking to stay with the team, boy. Come on to LA. Come on home, DeMar. You play in the Drew League as it is. You already played in the Drew during the Summer League. I forgot if you're on not Tough Crowd, that's not the name of your team. Most Hated or something like that, Nick Young squad, I think. You're in the Drew League already during summertime. Just come back out here, play for the Clippers or Lakers. Either one of the teams I'm cool with. You'll make either team great. You'll make either team better. You know, you'll maybe push the Clippers over the hump. I know you and Kawhi, I don't know how that really works. Y'all kind of the same, but Kawhi might not be there a lot, so that would be great. Y'all could load manage the hell out of Kawhi because one could be in, one could be off the bench. Y'all could both play, 30, 35 minutes each, just not always together. And the Clippers could never lose a beat with James and Luke, James and Westbrook there. That could be a great fit for you there. If you went to the Lakers, that would be a good fit because you could play some good defense and you could be our mid-range situation, even though we need three-point shooting. But if we can get you and get Klay, that would help a lot. That would take a lot of pressure off LeBron and AD. Vanderbilt could stick around with the team. D'Lo could stay there. Austin could stay there. Bronny could flourish in that squad. People could hate on Bronny some more because he'll be successful. Y'all could really run it there. Go to LA or LA. Don't go to Golden State. Don't go to Dallas. Come home to LA, bro. DeMar is tired. He don't like the fact that they got Josh Giddey over there. Josh Giddey's a good player. Maybe because of the controversy with Josh Giddey. Why would that be the final straw? He could help the team. Maybe he don't like what Josh Giddey stands for. Is that even true? Like, is that even a true statement? Maybe DeMar DeRozan didn't say that. Oh, Derrick Jones that's right. He's the guy from Dallas. Hey, Harden likes to throw lobs, man. Ooh, that's going to be nice. I forgot about that. Yeah, he's the lob. Yeah, shout out to him. Shout out to that. That's a good, solid pickup. I was drawing I knew, but I was drawing a slight blank. Derrick Jones going to the Clippers is a good situation. Okay, that keeps him athletic. I can rock with that. Oh, That's clean. I like that. Yeah, it was better. Duncan got 6 championships. Oh, yeah, they said that already. Okay. Yeah. All right. So DeMar DeRozan wants to slide on out of there. I don't care what Paul George is doing now. He can keep that over there in Philly. Keep that over there in Philly, man. You heard? A lot of shoes coming out. We gotta do some sneaker news videos. What time is it? Oh, okay. So we got Gil's Arena dropping at 11:30. I'm about to end my stream so I can get some editing done, and I'm gonna actually watch the podcast too. Gil's Arena Monday through Thursday. Um, right? I think Monday through Thursday on YouTube. Definitely make sure y'all check that out for sure. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, we've been rocking, man. We've been rocking for 2 hours, talking all this free agency stuff. Hopefully, by the end of the day, we got some more banging news. You know what I mean? Give me your thoughts in the comments. I'll see y'all in the next one. Have a great day wherever you are in the world. Deuces.